How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another Sports Talk on Tap segment of Sox on Tap. And you know what? Before we really get into, the Red Sox game, because it was an ugly game, as we expected, as I talked about, the White Sox are they might as well be a AAA team. But before we get into all that, all the stats, box scores, Jake wants to go on he wants to give a bit of a speech, let's call it, on the Twins and their recent misfortunes, I'll call them, against the Yankees. And by recent, I mean since really 2002, because they really have never had the Yankees number since the year 2002. So I'll let Jake come on. Jake, how's it going? Rough game last night again, even with the rain delay.
This is your Red Sox Talk on Tap, so I'm just going to keep this quick. But
Okay.
For all my fellow Twins fans out there, so the White Sox, Nick's going to talk about with the Red Sox. White Sox suck, but even they, have like a 230 win percentage. Us, since facing the Yankees since 2002, have had, I believe it's a 220 win percentage. So White Sox, I mean, they have a better win percentage. Even they find a way to win more games than we can against the Yankees. Getting swept again. I mean, it's just embarrassing. I don't know what it is, but going back to the playoffs, getting swept 2019 with the Bomba squad, back in 2010, back in 2000, I believe it was 8. It's just been rough, 2009. Alex Rodriguez has been living in the Twins' nightmares. Now he's the Timberwolves owner, funny enough. But, yeah, it's just embarrassing. I just don't know, Nick. I mean, I guess one thing we can blend over as baseball fans is just, frustration with the Yankees, mainly just because of how good they are. Mm-hmm. And the reason simple fact, they just own us. And it's so frustrating because, I mean, you would think, the stat pulled up, they have 42, they're 42 and 130 against the Yankees since 2022. And it's that's over 160 game sample size. You're losing more than the White Sox are this season, and that's almost impossible. So it's just frustrating, man. I don't know what we're gonna do. Hopefully, we can avoid them in the playoffs if we make it. Just get out of their way, please, because I just want to not get swept again. Because if it happens, oh boy, it'd be frustrating. But for all my fellow Twins fans, we'll just hang in there. The Yankees are done for the rest of the season. Hopefully, done for until we get swept again next year. But that being said, boys, I mean, just so frustrating. I mean,
you think is it cause for concern for the season, or is it just the Yankees? Because I mean, the Yankees.
The Yankees, bro. It's the Yankees every year. We could win 120 games, face the Yankees, and I'd be terrified. We could win 85 games and have the same confidence going in. It's just not going to be. I'm just don't play the Yankees, please. Somehow, avoid them. Hopefully, they get upset by maybe the Red Sox. Division matchup. Things go wrong. But with that being said, I'll hand this podcast over to you the rest of the way. Just something I want to bring to light. I mean, can we just beat them once, please?
Hey, everybody hates the Yankees. It's a mutual thing we can share. I know we don't share the same teams, but we can share that feeling of we hate the Yankees. We don't want to play the Yankees. We're done with them. We're sick of them having the most money. We're sick of them being annoying. The most.
That's another thing. It is because they buy the most, but I'm not salty. They're spending, they're winning. But yeah, just Twins fans. Hopefully, we can just avoid the Yankees the rest of our lives. But Nick, I'll let you take over. This is the Red Sox Talk on Tap podcast. Cook up.
All right. Well, now that Jake got his, I'll call it feelings of disgust out of the way for those ugly Twin series with the Yankees. We're gonna move into the Red Sox, and it was a good old fashioned ass whooping last night, and rightfully so. Red Sox fans, do not take this with a grain of salt, because like I just said, the White Sox are on the verge of being a minor league team with how bad they are. Their pitching is absolutely atrocious, but hey, you got to beat the bad teams if you want. Good teams got to beat the bad teams. So Tanner Houck looked unbelievable. Took a no-no into, I believe, the 6th inning when he gave up, I want to say, a leadoff single. I can't remember off the top of my head, but looked incredible yet again. He's very much established himself as the Sox ace. Jarren Duran's on a tear. And this series, really, this is a series where if you're not hot, this series is going to get you hot. Multiple guys had 3 hits last night. I believe Ref Snyder, Duran, Rafaela, and Dom Smith all had 3 hits. So it was just a beatdown. And looking forward to tonight. I believe Criswell's on the mound tonight against Garrett Crochet, he's established himself, although he's on the White Sox, unfortunately. Maybe he's a trade candidate just because, he's a diamond in the rough, really a diamond in the dumpster fire that is that team. But maybe he's a trade candidate coming up for one of these teams that are looking for maybe not a number 1, but a really good 2 or 3 if they're trying to make a push. Maybe like a team like the Braves, who are kind of on the verge right now, but the Phillies are, kind of pushing away from them. But yeah, I think tonight will be the toughest game of the series for the Sox just because Kershaw's a big strikeout guy. Red Sox are a big strikeout team. So it could get ugly. I hope it doesn't. I hope, Sox handle business again. But we're going to see what happens there. And so I want to get into a few different games around the league last night. One of them was going to be the Twins game with the Yankees that got into a rain delay because we saw the Yankees won. We saw, the game was a little prolonged. It was, kind of a back and forth game. But the biggest news coming out of that game, not just for Yankees fans, but for any fans, is Juan Soto leaving the game with his forearm discomfort. And people can correct me if I'm wrong. I'll look it up real quick. But I believe that was the same issue Garrett Cole was having before the season started. He was having some forearm discomfort. People say, oh, he's going to rest it off. He'll be good. And then all of a sudden, he's missing, 2+ months into the season. So that's a huge hold your breath moment for the Yankees. Yankees fans are probably refreshing on Twitter every 5 minutes to see his MRI results. Hopefully he's okay. I hate the Yankees, but I don't ever wish upon injuries. And a guy like Juan Soto, who's incredible for the league, an incredible player, I never want to see him go down and get hurt. So praise up to him, but the Yankees still pulled away 1-8-5. And then another game I wanted to talk about that I was paying attention to was the Padres D-backs game, because it was a very good game that, came down to the wire, came down to the last AB. D-backs ended up pulling away, and they're really making that a tight second place race in that division. I mean, if the Dodgers don't win that division, something went terribly wrong, because the Dodgers won last night, put up over a 10 spot, I believe, 11 spot. Mookie Betts, my guy. Rest in peace. Thanks a lot, Heim Bloom, for really killing the Red Sox future when you sent him away. But Mookie Betts went off. So the Dodgers they're probably going to roll through that division regardless of who's hot or who's not. But Diamondbacks and Padres are going to be fighting for that, wild card spot, because I believe they're one of the better teams in the NL compared to the competition. Everybody's going to have a division winner, but I see one of these two teams coming in second and, playing in a wild card spot and could make a run, because the Padres, I believe, have a ton of talent. I think they could make a real playoff push if their pitching picks it up as well as their bats. Machado's been hitting okay, Tatis okay, but I can see them making a push. I mean, Diamondbacks kind of had like a lightning in a bottle type year last year, where they just got hot at the right time and ran through all the way to the World Series. I mean, we all know playoff Dodgers. Jake talks about it all the time. They're regular season merchants. They're going to lose in the first round to whoever they play, no matter how many wins they have. Happened last year. And then the surprise of the playoffs for me was them beating the Phillies. I didn't think they had a chance, and they ended up beating the Phillies. Craig Kimbrell kind of handed them that series, but we won't get too far into that. Sorry, Phillies fans, for giving you PTSD for that. But yeah, there was some exciting games going around the MLB, and probably series of the year so far is coming up in Yankees Dodgers, and I will be lucky enough to be attending the game on Saturday night. I believe it's going to be Gavin Stone and Nestor tonight. Look at it. It's going to be Yamamoto and Poteet. So this is going to be a great series. I mean, this is probably more so of a prove it series for the Yankees than the Dodgers to really prove how good of a team they've become. The Dodgers are kind of just always good. They're always in the top tier teams. But this is really a prove it series for the Yankees pitchers too, because I mean I think Luis Gil is going Sunday against Glasnow, and he's on an absolute tear. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm going to be going behind enemy lines. I won't be wearing any Red Sox stuff because I want to, be able to come back to this podcast and actually do it and be healthy and not, be swimming with the fishes in New York. But hopefully Yankees fans are, not as bad as I think they are. Maybe I'll catch a dinger. Not exactly sure where I'm sitting yet, but I'll let you guys know how that goes when I get back over the weekend. We're going to have a lot of stuff to review, I hope. But thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you Monday.